Hey, honey?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, everybody, my name is Sven,
I'm Laura.
and this is Friday Featurette, where we're going to talk about our honeymoon that we just got back from.
We went to Jamaica.
Yep. We talked about how we were heading out of town soon on Featurette, and we were getting ready to go while we were filming that. The episode that aired earlier this week. And yeah, we went to Jamaica and brought back some cool stuff. And yeah.
Yep, so we started off in kind of like a suburb of Montego Bay called Eden. So Eden...
Honey, I'm not gonna lie, that was the scariest part of the entire trip. Like, you know, what you told me it was going to be, and then what it was just like...
I mean, I showed you everything. Like, you knew as much as I did.
Yeah, but I thought we were gonna have, but the photos made it look like we were gonna have, like, one of the buildings that was there.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
With a sink and a toilet that actually, like, had a door.
And, like, was inside.
And was inside.
Yeah, I'm just saying that wasn't what I told you, because I told you what the website saw.
Yeah, so we had an outdoor shower that didn't have a curtain, but luckily didn't face towards the rest of the farm. We had a toilet that had a roof and like half walls and no door, so I had to play security guard every time she went to go use the bathroom. And
a hut with a mosquito net over the bed.
a banana hut in the middle of the woods.
I'm pretty sure didn't work because I got covered with bites.
Yeah, you got covered. I got a few on my ankle that are still healing up.
Yeah. So basically, it was like a goat farm in the middle of the Jamaican...
Oh, it was a goat, cow, chickens, pigs.
Okay, it was a farm.
It was a farm.
In the middle of the Jamaican woods. And...
Jungle.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
nice. It was definitely one of those things where I wish... I was thinking, okay, we're going to be traveling on Christmas, and we're not going to have, like... like the stores probably aren't going to be open or anything. I was about to grab some MREs that my nephew Nicky gave us and like stuff those in my suitcase. She's like, no, that's fine. We'll be able to.
Stuff will be open.
Nothing was open.
Well, it's not that nothing. I'm sure stuff was open if like we were in Montego Bay.
If we were in Montego Bay,
but the thing is, we weren't in Montego Bay, and it's not that nothing was open. It's just there was nothing there. Well,
there was all these different little like corner stores that were also like little huts, and
that were sometimes open.
I figured like in order to move the money around the village, they just had like one dude who's like, okay, I'm open on Tuesdays. We all hang out at my place on Tuesday. Wednesday we go to your place. Thursday we go to your place, and they just move around from place to place.
And they just like hang out, play dominoes because that's their game, not cards. They do dominoes, and like smoke, drink. And the teenagers are playing on their cell phones. And sometimes they cook.
And sometimes that's the biggest culture shock I had in Jamaica. It's like food is not available whenever you feel like it. Food is like, oh yeah, no, we cook it this time. You show up, you get food. You show up, you pay, you get food. But we're not cooking whenever you feel like. That was a big culture shock for me.
Well, yeah, I mean...
It wasn't like restaurants. It was just like, we went to places where they like...
Well, that was just like where we were.
That's where we were for that part, and also.
But we did go to a restaurant actually on Christmas Eve.
Oh.
That was like an actual restaurant.
That was an actual restaurant. Elevate in Montego Bay. That place is amazing. It's a patio up on top of the building.
Yeah, overlooked. Post a picture.
Oh yeah, you
That was really pretty views.
Oh, yeah, the
and
views
good
from
food.
Montego Bay.
Good food.
Yeah, as you'll see throughout this video, we didn't film. Like, I did film some stuff from the second place that we stayed, but I wanted it to be kind of like what. It was our honeymoon. I didn't want to be doing a lot of video work while we were on it. So,
Yeah.
Laura got some photos and.
Yeah, so the next leg of our trip, it was like the complete opposite. We went from like, yeah, the jungle banana hut to literally paradise.
Oh yeah, the Lime Tree Coffee Farm. The view out there was just amazing. We got the video.
The Blue Mountains where the coffee is grown.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, so the farmer he grows his own coffee right there, really small scale. Unfortunately, it was a bad coffee crop year because it had been really rainy, rainy for the coffee.
Well, it's too rainy for the coffee for them to dry the coffee there.
Right.
So he was like harvesting it and kind of just moving it to the coffee company down the mountain, but he wasn't doing a lot of his own roasting in-house because he didn't have the facilities to dry it.
Yeah. So yeah, we picked up some still Blue Mountain coffee. Really, really good. We've been keeping it as our Sunday coffee, like our special coffee.
Yeah. And oh man,
Say hello, Ghosty.
the food there, that was so nice. Like, I had like a list of food that I was told I was supposed to try. When we were in Eden, I definitely was able to get my hands on some jerk pork, and that was amazing. But when we were staying at the coffee farm, like the fruit, the fried breadfruit, I took a bite out of it, and it tasted like my mom's homemade hash that was cooked in bacon fat. Because I'm pretty sure that breadfruit was fried in the bacon fat from the bacon I had for breakfast that morning.
Maybe yours was. They were really good about cooking vegetarian for me.
Yeah.
Eden was kind of like, so you don't want meat?
You don't.
What?
Yeah. That
But
was.
the chefs at Lime Tree, top notch and really accommodating.
I mean, I don't hate fish. I just very much dislike fish. But they had this sweet and sour fried fish that they served us up on our second night at Lime Tree.
So good.
That was so good.
Yeah, and everything just like super fresh. Everything, all produce grown right on site.
Yeah.
Like bananas picked that morning.
I will say this: I ate the bananas there, and I ate the bananas in Eden. Those little tiny bananas.
Those were so cool. They were almost like carbonated.
Yeah, they were just so bubbly when you bit into it. It really does make a difference. Mom, Dad, I know that my father has tried to make me eat bananas my entire life, and I just keep going, yeah, no. But if I'm in Jamaica, I will have a banana. Except for the banana you had.
Oh my god, that was the worst thing ever. So this would be at our third place. We had to say goodbye to Lime Tree. We went down the super curvy Rocky Mountains. And we stayed our last 2 nights in Kingston. A hotel, your typical place. Nice little spot.
It was the
Not...
Almond Court?
Yeah, I think so.
Almond Court Hotel, yeah.
Yeah. So the next, we got there, had a regular night. Breakfast was went with the continental breakfast. So next morning we went down for breakfast. They offered banana. I was thinking, ooh, amazing fresh Jamaican banana like we've had everywhere else. It was
gray and it
warm and weird and not good.
I just took one look at it and I was like, I ain't having that.
It was like the worst thing ever.
But I will say, the other food recommendation I was given by one of my coworkers was to try the curried goat. And I had that at the Almond Court restaurant our first night there. And oh my God, that was the most delicious it tasted like pot roast. Like pot roast with like a curry gravy. Oh, it was just so good.
I think we should share one more story about the local bus.
Another element of culture shock. Now, being from Northern Maine, we have the idea of knowing that, like, okay, there's only one bus, and it only goes at a certain time of day. Mm-hmm. And if you miss the bus, you miss the bus.
Yeah. So we wanted, going from Montego Bay to Kingston, where we were going to get picked up to go up to Lime Tree.
Yeah.
They had the people at Lime Tree recommended that we book a ticket on the Nuxford Express.
Which is more like a traditional, like, Greyhound bus thing. You book your ticket, you're all set, you show up, they put your stuff on, they take you, you're good.
But I think this being the Christmas holidays, people were traveling.
People were coming home to Jamaica for the holidays.
Or just, like, traveling on island.
Like us.
Or just like they live in one part of the island, they're going to visit family.
Anyways, the bus was full.
So we could not get tickets there, and we're like, how are we going to get to Kingston? So people in Eden were like, don't worry.
Take the local bus. Now, I'm claustrophobic, and luckily we had to buy 3 tickets for the bus. We had to buy the ticket for our stuff, had to buy our ticket for Laura, and a ticket for me. So I'm like, she's tiny. Our stuff is able to be piled up against there. So I'm like in between our luggage and her. And I'm like, I got a comfortable enough amount of space. And there's like a bench for 2 on one side of the bus. There's a bench for 2 on the other side of the bus. Yeah, no, it becomes a whole thing of like, they fill those. And then they start building seats with wooden boxes and like flotation device cushions. And filling in the entire rest of the bus. And I'm just like, this is really crowded. And it gets half full like that. And I'm like, okay, when are we leaving? And we have to keep waiting until this entire bus, about the size of a short school, American school bus, is crammed full of people. And then it's like, okay, now we can go. And it's like,
yeah, so they couldn't tell us actually when we were going to get to Kingston.
Because they didn't know when the bus was going to get full.
Yeah, literally, the bus leaves when it's full.
Yeah.
So, like, we waited there, like...
Half hour, 45 minutes?
I think it was almost an hour
before
it actually took off.
Yeah.
And everyone was looking at us like...
Why
are the foreigners on the local bus?
Yeah.
Are they lost? I was sitting next to a lady. She was actually really sweet. She didn't speak any English. I definitely don't speak patois, but yeah.
She was helping you, like trying to be like, oh, take a photo.
Yeah,
take a
she
photo.
realized that I wanted to get some photos out the window of the water, and she was like, "Look, see the water, take a photo." She was sweet. So yeah, a few pictures of those also.
And then when we were in Kingston, adventuring around, is when we found the most Rastafarian store I'll ever see in my life. Like, they had like a 5-foot marijuana plant just growing in the sidewalk outside of this place, and they just had like all sorts of different souvenirs. So we were able to pick up a Jamaica shot glass while we were there.
We went to a bookstore. Local books from places that I travel is one of my favorite souvenirs. So I got a bunch of different books from some Jamaican authors. So
and it was like a used book. It was like a used bookstore, or it was like books that didn't sell in the States that got resent to Jamaica or something like that. Like it definitely had like
it was like a combination. It was like a used bookstore, Martin's.
Vintage stuff. So I was actually able to find one of the pre-Disney Star Wars novels that I don't own, that actually has no Disney branding on it because they've rebranded all those you find in new bookstores nowadays. So I'm like, ooh, this is nice. And then I was able to find, I started reading the L. Ron Hubbard's Writers of the Future. I actually found one from like 2008.
Yeah, right.
So.
Yeah, unfortunately we had to pick up the coffee at the airport.
Along with the rum. This is overproof rum. We saw a bunch of their mural, not billboards, murals around Kingston advertising this while we were out walking around. So
Yeah, so we picked up those things, bag of souvenirs, made our cocktail tonight with the rum,
Jamaican
the
rum.
shot glass.
Yeah, and then we flew back, had our huge, super long layover in
Fort Lauderdale,
Florida, which was actually kind of funny because my phone and her phone, neither one of our phones had service outside the country, so we were actually able to sit there and message. Actually, I had forgotten my phone at the house.
Yeah.
So we were actually able to sit there at the very far end of I-95 and message my mom, be like, made it back safe, in Fort Lauderdale. You know, we're just down the street from you guys, down I-95, so.
Yeah, that was funny.
That's cool. And we got to adventure around Fort Lauderdale for a bit.
Yeah, went out to breakfast, walked around Fort Lauderdale.
In the Geeky Grind where I showed off that I had picked up some new Transformers comics, we actually found a little comic book shop there, Goodwill. Some cool places to go check out. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I would definitely recommend, if you're in Fort Lauderdale, Peter Pan restaurant, that place was actually really good for breakfast.
Yeah, it was good. Kind of like your classic 1950s diner. Good food.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That was Jamaica, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Now we're home.
Now we're home. Now I gotta get all the video content that we need to put out for for next month all edited, and whew, all right. I gotta get back to behind the computer and out from the camera. So I'm good. Peace.
Okay, bye everybody. Hey everybody, thanks for staying till the end of the episode. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Follow us on Facebook at Board Barista Productions. And if you want to support us, Patreon link at the bottom.